Reuven, Tayrech Chassidim. We're right around the corner, Yud Alef Nissan, it's Erev Pesach. And the world has gone crazy. It's actually believable that Mashiach is coming. Not that we ever thought that the coming of Mashiach is going to be accompanied by a plague and the horror that we've been through in the last few weeks. But the fact that everything that was normal to us suddenly changed and the carpet was swept out of our feet, from beneath our feet, it's so clear that the world as we're so sure it is not exactly like that. And it's believable that in any moment, all of humanity can recognize a king, and we can have a third Beis HaMikdash, and all the Jewish people can be back in Eretz Yisrael, which was so far, even though we believed it, but it was a distant idea that didn't seem to be too real. Now we're actually thinking, maybe this is really going to happen. Today, I saw a video of some photographers photographing the Kosel Hamaravi. And basically they were photographing an empty Kosel. And they were saying on the video that these are the last, that the photographers are also going to be sent away. So the first time in I don't know how many years that the Kosel is empty. It's sad to see. 770 has been emptied out 2 weeks ago. So has all the shuls across the world. And I watched it as a moment of bittersweetness because there was a message, someone sent along a message, and it resonated very deep inside of me. The emptying of the Kosel Hamaravi and the emptying of 770, this is because the world that we know it, what we might call the substitution of the ultimate presence of the Eibishter, which resided in the Beis HaMikdash. And now we have a Mikdash Miyat. And from the Mikdash Miyat, we have the top Mikdash Miyat. We have the Kosel Hamaravi that Lo Zaza Shechina, the Shechina didn't go away. We have 770 Beis Rabbeinu Shebebavel, which is the headquarters of the Shechina in the diaspora, where the Eibishter dwells during the time of Golus. But we also know what the Rebbes said, that the third Beis HaMikdash is going to come down first in 770, and then it's going to be transported to the Makam HaMikdash on the Har HaBayis. The final preparations in ground zero are being made. Everything is being cleared away, and it is so exciting to watch and to know with absolute certainty that in any second, our eyes are going to behold the greatest miracles in all of history. And all of humanity will watch, and the joy will explode across the entire world. We all remember the moment when Rubashkin came out and we were electrified. It's going to be that moment when we're going to find out that the Rebbe is in 770. We're suddenly going to feel the expansion that's going to happen, the unbelievable transformation in Yerushalayim and in the Beis HaMikdash. This lady who sent that message says the Eibishter is clearing it away because when the third Beis HaMikdash is going to come down, it shouldn't come down on a minion of people. So this is really what's happening. This is really the real story. Everything else is a distraction. Everything else is part of the confusion. The dust will settle and Mashiach will be here. Now we have the opportunity in the last few moments to do something unique and special. Last year we initiated, and it's really the women that are welcoming Mashiach. They're the ones who have carried within them all these difficult years, especially the last 26 years or 28 years since the Rebbe's stroke. They carried with themselves the Amunah Pshuta, the unbreakable Amunah, that Davar Echad Midvarav Lo Yashuv Reikam. We say it Shabbos in the brachas of the Haftarah, one word of the Navi will never come back empty-handed. Every single word will be fulfilled. The words of Rabbi Seinu Nisiyenu, that as the Rebbe refers to them as Nevi'im, and the word of our Navi, when he told us again and again and again, absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, that Mashiach is coming. So they initiated this last campaign, which the Rebbe very much alluded to. And if we can almost say he said it explicitly, but because of the nature of this shlichus, it could not be said explicitly, because it really can't be a shlichus. He can allude to it, but he can't say it to us explicitly, that he needs our help in him manifesting his ultimate role that he needs to. The Rebbe clearly said in Parshas Chayei Sarah that Mashiach Tzidkenu already began, the Eibishter already began to send the Shlach Nabi Atishlach, the ultimate Shliach, but he needs the Shluchim, and we're all Shluchim, all Chassidim, and all Yidden, as the Rebbe explains in that Sikha, are all Shluchim, to assist for him to be able to do his work, Oislesen, to redeem the Jewish people. He needs our assistance, that we need to go out and get everybody to come and be Makabel Panei Mashiach Tzidkenu. And Makabel Panim al Mashiach Tzidkenu means to come greet a king. And greeting a king means the submission to the Melech and the acceptance of the king. By David HaMelech we know that he was anointed by Shmuel HaNavi. Shmuel HaNavi anointed. It was a direct messenger from God to anoint him. Yet we know that until Avner did not go, you can read about this in Shmuel Beis, until Avner did not go and campaign and bring the Jewish people together. It started with Shevet Yehuda, and then it expanded to all the other Shvatim, to be Makabel, David HaMelech as a Melech. David HaMelech did not have a halacha. Halachically, he was not considered a king. His wife Abigail said to him that when he killed someone, he killed Naval, and he killed him, as the Gemara says in Masechtas Megillah, Daf Yudalid, and he killed him and he said, I killed him because he was a Moirid b'Malchus, because he rebelled against the king. And Abigail said to him, that's not true, because Lo Yotza Tivacho Ba'olam, you're not famous yet. The people didn't accept you as a king. So you see that it doesn't help. The Rebbe said to us that the Mashiach, the anointment, or the minoi, the appointment of David Malka Mashiach, of Mashiach, happened already. But what's lacking now is the Kabbalah HaMalchus HaYedei Ha'am, the acceptance through the people. Chas v'shalom, if the Rebbe would need our help in any situation, I don't know, we would see a heavy delivery box that was delivered in the Rebbe, in front of the Rebbe, and the Rebbe comes out and he's bending down, trying to pick up a heavy box, and we would run over and assist with lifting this box up and bringing it up. Who wouldn't do it? Who would stand by on the side? And here the Rebbe needs our help for him to be able to be released from his bondage and his pain and his suffering. We suffered so much. He suffered more than all of us in bearing and watching after he's given us this nevuah that it could not come to the full fruition, because we need a melech and an am. My dear friends, now is the time before Yud Alef Nissan. Let's put everything aside. It's not about, this or that. This is just emes and pnimius. Hashem brought us all into our homes. We don't have to be affected and impacted by chitzonius. Let's go deep inside our inner soul. Let's reconnect to that powerful awareness that we all had in Nun Aleph and Nun Beis, when we felt it was happening any moment, and we had that deep connection, and we cried out from the depth of our soul as we all stood in unification, and we watched our Melech accepting and shaking his head in all of Tafshin Nun Gimel, and we were all unified in this, and we all sensed it so strongly. Let's make now, before Yud Aleph Nisan, an acceptance. So when you have a chance, read the petition, sign the petition, put on a gartel. Today's days, so far the mikvahs are closed, or else I would say go to the mikvah to sign it. But put on a gartel, put on your hat and jacket, sign it, give zich ibitzim Rebbe, give yourself over, believe in nefesh, and accept him as Melech HaMashiach. Men, women, and children, get every child in your family to do so. Let's have thousands of signatures. We're going to send it to the Rebbe, and for sure, I have no doubt, we started last year, and this year we saw incredible things happening. This year, as the world is preparing and getting stronger and stronger, as we're holding Unbelievable right now before Yud Alef Nissan. Now is the time. Unified ba'achdus. Share it with whoever you can, and let's get that happening. And this will be the biggest chus that someone will have, that he can know that he was responsible for the last. This is the last avodah, to be mamlich the melech mi beis David, so that he can build the Beis Hamikdash and complete the job of Kibbutz Nidchei Yisrael and bring Yisakein Olam, be fixing and correct the entire world and bring all of existence to its ultimate state and bring the Eibishter, the ultimate satisfaction for why he created the world. The Simchas Olam Aladosh.
I remember the night vibrangens. I remember how we would sing. I remember the Rebbe talking. His voice still does ring. I remember every time he spoke, he always said these words, that Mashiach will be coming soon. He'll be coming to save the world. And he would not give us false hope, and he would not tell us lies, and he would not tell the future. He hasn't seen it with his eyes. How would he have all the answers to all the questions he was asked? And if he said Mashiach's coming, he'll be here at last.
Bikula ha-mitzvah shleimo bin heila b'yameinu mamos u'Mashiach tzidkeinu v'risheinu kol lev.
So hold on, don't let hope fade away. Yes, the skies turned gray and the clouds brought rain, but the facts all still remain. We are standing strong, it won't be long to let the world just laugh on by. I still believe we will succeed, and soon Mashiach will be revealed. 'Cause he would not give us false hope, and he would not tell us lies.